What's up, Rumble? It's the Card Colony, and Jesus Christ is Lord. And the question is, has baseball always been this slow? Now, I personally really enjoy baseball. I have a lot of fun watching the games, listening to the games, but I will admit it is a slower pace than football or basketball or any other sport, and many people do not find baseball interesting because of that, and many people are trying to find out ways to speed it up. So, has baseball always been this slow? Because baseball was by far and away the most popular American pastime as far as sports go for such a long time. That's such a long history. And so, as we ponder that question today, I came across some really good insights. As I'm reading this book, The Glory of Their Times, I came across something I wanted to share that I think will help shed some light on this subject. It's by a player named Chief Myers, who was the everyday catcher for years for the New York Giants, catching Christy Mathewson. And so he definitely has some insight on the subject. So I'll read a couple quotes in this book from him. He says, "Nowadays, the pitcher wastes so much time out there it's ridiculous. Fixing his cap, pulling up his pants, rubbing his chin, wiping his brow, pulling his nose, scratching the ground with his feet. After he does all that, he looks all around at the outfield, and then he stares in at the catcher giving the sign. Why, he's afraid to throw the darn ball. And with this modern jackrabbit ball, I don't know as I blame 'em. They waste an hour or so every day that way. We always played a game in less than 2 hours, never longer. 2 hours used to be considered a long game. Really, a long game. We played a lot of games in an hour and a half. I played one that took only 58 minutes. Nowadays, a 3-hour game isn't at all unusual." So he's talking about all the time wasted by the pitchers. An hour's worth of time wasted. And then he goes on to say later, "And they strike out so much today. A lot of players with 100 strikeouts, 150 strikeouts, it's above 200 now. It's hard to believe. As old Al Smith used to say there in New York, let's take a look at the record. If you do, you'll find out that I'd only strike out 2 or 3 times a season. We didn't strike out, that's all. We hit the ball. We had big, hefty bats. Mine weighed about 47 or 48 ounces. A modern ball player wouldn't have anything to do with a bat like that. They don't have bats now, they have whips. Thin-handled things that weigh about 30 or 32 ounces. Because they're not trying for singles and doubles. They're not trying to just meet the ball. They're all trying for that home run, even the little shortstops and second basemen." So as far as wasting time, he's pointing out the pitchers. But as far as wasting your attention, really, he's pointing out the batters, because one thing about baseball nowadays is you will go forever waiting for a home run. And I love home runs. Home runs are exciting, but a lot of times you won't even get hits barely until you get home runs. So it's like a drought of activity, of inactivity, I should say. And that also contributes to making the game boring, is the fact that everyone is always trying to hit a home run. We want some action. We need to make base hits great again. You know what I'm saying? Make base hits great again. So I just thought this was some valuable insights, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Has baseball always been this slow? No, it hasn't. We need to return to some of the ancient paths. Thanks for watching. Have a great night, and whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God.